What's good, guys? This is the last minute full card predictions. We go over each and every single one of these fights, starting with the early prelims, ending with the main event. And the bout order changes almost every time, but who cares whether the bout order changes? There was a little bit of a headbutt at the face-offs. Arman did headbutt Hooker. I will say, Hooker was kind of flinching for it, but whatever. I'm interested in hearing what you guys' takes is. We're going to talk about that. Weight misses cancellations, I believe everybody's on point. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I believe everybody's on point. The only thing is Sergey Spivak is out and Waldo Cortez is in. And unfortunately, I did put Shamil on my 6 best bets. But I'll tell you guys now, more than likely I'm going to pick Waldo Cortes-Acosta. So I do feel bad because of that, because I didn't know Waldo Cortez was going to step in. So now it makes things a little bit more interesting. So first fight, you guys know I break down the props, sometimes of both fighters, but particularly in the fighter that I think is going to win this fight. By the way, thank you guys for the love. We're almost at 2,700, so subscribe if you guys haven't already. Plus 176 for Marek, Bujło, Denzel, Freeman, minus 210. I am going with Denzel Freeman for the first fight of the night. Two big heavyweights. Welcome to the UFC, guys. Marek Bujło is 6-0 overall, 6'4", huge, 78.3-inch reach, 5-0 out of his last 5, 100% finish rate, 3 KOs in the first, 3 subs in the first. He looks to shoot right away. Russell. Once on top, decent pop shots. He's going to be matched up against Denzel Freeman. Freeman is 6-1 overall, 34 years old. His only loss is on the PFL to Isaiah Pinson by split. He's now on a 2-fight win streak, beating Steven Asplund, who we saw in Dana White Contender Series, and he beat him by rear naked choke, and beating Hugo Kanha by ground and pound TKO. 4 KOs overall, 1 win by sub and 1 win by split. The pick is Denzel Freeman, guys. He's 6'2", 77.5-inch reach. Let's go over the props. Denzel by KO plus 125. Marek by KO plus 360. I figured this fight's not going to go the distance. So whoever you have, take him inside the distance. Obviously, there's no for sure, but Marek by KO or sub plus 200. Denzel by KO on points minus 130. Denzel by KO or sub minus 150. Fight ends by KO minus 175. Under 1.5 minus 152. And remember, if the odds are a little bit fluctuated on your book compared to mine, it's a little bit more early, so the odds fluctuate. They tend to fluctuate overnight as well as time goes on. So bear with me if I'm off the odds by a little bit, because they fluctuate as we speak. Give me Denzel by KO plus 125, Denzel by KO on points minus 130, Denzel by KO or sub minus 150, and fight ends by KO minus 175, and the under 1.5 at a minus 152. Let's go, my guy Denzel Freeman. Let's go. All right, so this one's going to be a bang. Nurullo, Aliev versus I'm going to call him Shamrock. Nurullo, Aliev versus Shamrock. By the way, I'd rather get the ads now, get it over with. Minus 290 for Aliev. Shamrock, plus 235. Shamrock. Now, the only reason why I knew of this guy was because of how much he talks and how much time he spends on Twitter talking shit. Aliev is 10-0, 24 years old, 5'10", but maybe rightfully so because, Shamrock, he's very good at what he does. 5'10", 72-inch reach, a great addition to lightweight for Aliev. 2-0 in the UFC, beating Raffael Alves and Joe Solecki, both by decision. He's a great grappler. He looks to shoot and set up his shots. Decent shot selection, great control once on top, relentless takedowns. He controlled Solecki. He controlled Solecki for over 8 minutes. Matched up against Shamrock. Shamrock is 32 years old, 12-1-1 overall, 6 foot. His reach wasn't shown. His most recent loss to Nathan Kelly back in 2021, he got KO'd in round 1, but he now has momentum. He's on a 6-fight win streak, not counting his draw with Arthur Lima. He comes out of United Kingdom. He can grapple and has jiu-jitsu. 9 subs all in the first, 2 KOs overall, and 1 win by decision being split. Decent control, chasing submission, decent striking from southpaw. But guys, the pick is going to be Aliev. Let me know who you guys got. It's going to be a banger. Let's go over the props. Aliev by KO plus 550. Aliev by decision minus 105. Aliev by sub or points minus 170. Aliev by KO on points minus 185. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, minus 154. Over 2.5 minus 186. Alright, guys, so in this case, give me Aliev money line minus 290. I'm going to go with, if you like Shamrock, you can take Shamrock by sub. He's very good. Next gen as well. Give me Aliev by decision, minus 105. Aliev by sub or points, minus 170. Aliev by KO on points, minus 185. This fight goes the distance, yes, minus 154. And over 2.5 at a minus 186. Let's go, my guy, Aliev. Let's go. All right, so this one's good. Ismail Naurdiev versus Ryan Loder. Ryan Loder plus 114. And these guys crash at each other, so I can't get the exact, the frame that I want. Plus 114 for Ryan Loder. Ismail minus 134. The Ultimate Fighter finale winner, Ryan Loder, is 34 years old, 7-3 overall. Only 2 losses are Troy Green by split and Bekzat by KO. He's 6'2", 76-inch reach, looking to get back in the win column. He pressures and shoots against the cage. He can look for a counter, then shoot. Great control, good pop shots. Matched up against Ismail Naurdiev. Ismail is 24-8 overall, 2-3 of his last 5, losing to Marcin Bandel by sub, Venom Kutsi by KO, and most recently he lost to the Iron Turtle in a fight where he made an illegal strike and ended up costing him drastically, in my honest opinion. I would not like him to make that same mistake here. He can wrestle and strike. He can be uncomfortable at times. 3-3 in the UFC. Ryan can wrestle and have a lot of success here, but the hometown advantage will be towards Ismail. May the best man win. I do think a live bet is good here. Ryan Loder's having success. I might live bet Ryan Loder. I'm going to go Ismail, but low confidence. Loder by decision, plus 360. He can grapple. Loder by KO, plus 500. Ground and pound TKO. Ismail by KO, plus 310. Ismail by decision, plus 320. Ismail by KO on points, plus 110. Will this fight go the distance? No, minus 160. Under 2.5, minus 122. So, guys, give me Ismail Naurdiev at a minus 134. Low confidence. I think I might look for a live bet here. I might sprinkle on Ryan Loder live bet. But I'm going to go Ismail, low confidence. Give me Ismail by decision, plus 320. Ismail by KO on points, plus 110. And this fight doesn't go the distance. No, minus 160. And the under 2.5 at a minus 122. Let's go, my guy. Ismail, let's go. 658, 658. Now, this is a good one. I was excited seeing Topuria, Patty. So we saw Topuria, Patty, Armin all in the same room. Like, that's absolutely insane. Bekzat, plus 116. Aleksandre Topuria, minus 136. This is a banger scrap. Here we go. Bekzat is good, dangerous. He dropped Umar, only 28 years old, getting better each and every time he steps into that cage. 5'7", 68-inch reach. 4-1 out of his last 5, losing to Umar Nurullo. He will wait until you aren't ready and shoot. Has cardio for days, good pop shots. Once on top, he's very dangerous. 10 KOs, 1 win by sub and 1 win by decision. He's coming off of his round 1 TKO over Brad Katona. Matched up against Ilia Topuria's brother, his older brother, Aleksandre Topuria. Aleksandre is the older brother, 6-1 overall, only 29 years old. His most recent loss is to Ivanov by KO 10 years ago. A lot of inactivity, but he was focusing on Ilia Topuria full time. So with this being said, I do think Topuria is going to have to grapple. Ilia's first fight was against Uselyis, and that went the distance. And I'm not saying, we already saw we already saw Alexandre beat Kobe Thiganese. But there's going to be one of those fights where it's going to be close, and you're going to have to pull it out the fire. And I think it's going to be this one. We're going to see what Topuria is made out of. And I think it's his time to shine. Bekzat by decision, plus 500. Bekzat by KO, plus 230. Topuria by KO, plus 380. Topuria by decision, plus 300. Topuria by KO on points, plus 120. Will this fight go the distance? No, minus 190. Over 2.5, plus 114. Under 2.5, minus 146. Give me 1 second, guys. I just want to make sure that the under 2.5 is still at the same, tag. Let me check. Under 2.5. Minus 146, okay. So give me Topuria by decision, plus 300. Topuria by KO, plus 380. Topuria by KO on points, plus 120. This fight doesn't go the distance, no, minus 190. And the under 2.5 at a minus 146. Let's go, my guys. Topuria. Topuria. Let's go. 819, 819. I do have to blow my nose. Raffael. Let's go. Raffael Cerqueira versus AbdulRakhman Yakhyaev. Minus 1,200 for Yakhyaev. Raffael Cerqueira plus 750. Abdul is also making his UFC debut after a successful Dana White Contender Series appearance 2 months and 2 weeks ago against Alec Lorenz. He's undefeated, 3 KOs in the first, 3 subs overall, and 1 win by decision. 6'2", 78-inch reach. He will shoot, beautiful shot selection, deceptive power as well, counterpuncher at times. Looks to hunt for subs, once has you down. Matched up against Raffael Cerqueira. Raffael is on a 3-fight losing skid, losing to Ibo by KO, Modestas by KO, and Julius Walker, who couldn't finish him if his life depended on it. Julius Walker constantly kept on taking him down. He is 0-3 in the UFC for Raffael, 35 years old, 6'3", 76-inch reach. Majority of his losses come by KO. He's dangerous, has power, can wrestle as well if needed, but walks forward to eat one, to give one. Terrible takedown defense, and is a bit chinny as well. Give me Abdul. Let's go over the props. Abdul by KO, minus 140. Abdul by sub, plus 230. Abdul by KO or sub, minus 600. Over 0.5. Back then, I used to think that when it was 0.5, I used to think that it was over 50 seconds. Does this fight go over or under 50 seconds? The over 0.5 is not 50 seconds. It's 2 minutes and 30 seconds into round 1. So does this fight go over 2 minutes and 30 seconds or under 2 minutes and 30 seconds into round 1? bro, what kind of prop is that? Fight ends by KO, minus 175. Give me Abdul by KO, minus 140. Abdul by KO or sub, minus 600. And give me the over 0.5 at a minus 280, bro. Over 2 minutes and 30 seconds. It might not even hit. But you know what? The under is pretty good as well, because you never know. Abdul might just knock him out under 2 minutes and 30 seconds. At a plus 210, under 0.5. That's worth. Give me the over 0.5, minus 280. Abdul by KO or sub, minus 600. And Abdul by KO, minus 140. Let's go, my guys. Let's go. 934. That's crazy because we don't see a lot of 0.5 props a lot. I get to drink water. Sorry about the ads. I know you guys are telling me to get an ad blocker and all that stuff, but I can't. I don't know how to do it. I'm not going to lie. I really don't know how to do it. I know it's simple, but I really don't know how to do it. And I don't know. I'll ask you guys probably one day on stream. Plus 160, Alex Perez. Also Almabayev, minus 200. Also Almabayev fight week, baby. Alex Perez, shout out to Alex Perez. Been here for a while now. Shout out to my guy, Alex Perez. But one thing about Alex Perez, guys, is he's fought the who's who. The who's who. He's always been a professional. Never a dull moment with Alex Perez. He's 25-9 overall. 1-4 of his last 5. He has one win by KO over Matheus Nicolas, but he lost to Figi, Pantoja, Mohamed Mokaev, and Taisuda Thaira. He hasn't fought in a year and 4 months. He's only 33 years old. 65.5-inch reach. Decent low kicks. He never gives up on himself. You have to finish him or win decisively against a guy like Alex Perez. You can never count out Alex Perez. I made a mistake counting out Alex Perez when he fought Matheus Nicolas, and he impressed me with a beautiful KO win. Matched up against Asu Almabayev. Asu's my lock of the week. He's a real threat. 22-3 overall. But he can't finish a fight if his life depended on it sometimes. He lost his most recent loss is to Manel Cap, but Manel Cap constantly kept on swatting at his eye. Maybe Manel Cap was going to win either way. But Asu still did alright in the fight for as long as it lasted. Asu came back and got a bounce-back win over Jose Ochoa. Jose Ochoa just KO'd Cody Durden prior to that. 5-1 in the UFC for my guy Asu. He will be looking to wrestle, take the back, work position over submission. And I do think that once he starts flowing, if he starts flowing through transitions and works, he can find a rear naked choke, Kimura, a submission. Or a ghillie. I do think that he can, a mounted ghillie. I do think he should be able to finish Alex Perez. But it's not about what do I think. It's about what's going to happen. So let's go over the props. Asu by sub plus 450. Asu by decision plus 120. Asu by KO or sub plus 300. Asu by KO on points minus 115. Asu by submission on points minus 165. Over 2.5 minus 210. Will this fight go the distance? Yes. Minus 174. You guys know the lock of the week is Moneyline. Minus 200. Give me Asu Moneyline minus 200. I'm going to go Asu by decision plus 120. Asu by sub plus 450. Light sprinkle. Asu by submission on points minus 165. And the over 2.5 at a minus 210. Let's go, my guy. Asu Almabayev. Let's go. 1042. Let's go. I'm sorry, guys. You guys know when it's like the early ones, the early cards, my nose gets runny. Saygid, Izagakhmaev. Saygid versus Nicolas Dalby. Minus 335 for Saygid. Plus 270 for Nicolas Dalby. Saygid is composed, a wrestler, but mixes it up. Sets up his shots. 31 years old. 22-2 overall. His only 2 losses are to Elias Silverio and Carlson Harris. Saygid is 6'1" on a 6-fight win streak since getting subbed by Carlston Harris. Pressures. Great control, good pop shots. Matched up against Nicolas Dalby. Dalby's on a 2-fight losing skid, losing to Renat Fakadinov and Randy Brown. Randy Brown cracked his chin bad. 41 years old. 7-5 in the UFC for Nicolas Dalby. Cardio king. He was finished only once in his entire career, not including the no contest. Dalby was finished by somebody else, but that guy was on gear. So now Dalby's looking to get back in the win column. He can get hit, he can wrestle, but don't count on him wrestling. Dalby's not a dangerous finisher, but as the fight goes on, he levels up. He's like Neil Magny in that 3rd round. Mythical fighter. Saygid can control, shoot, control, land pepper shots, don't gas. We've seen Dalby turn it up after the first. In the 2nd and 3rd, he goes crazy. Saygid is the pick. I like Saygid by decision. Let's go over the props. Saygid by KO plus 320. Saygid by sub plus 390. Saygid by decision plus 165. Saygid by KO on points minus 160. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, minus 122. Give me Saygid moneyline minus 335. Saygid by decision plus 165. Saygid by KO on points minus 160. And will this fight go the distance? Yes, at a minus 122. Let's go, my guy, Saygid. Let's go. 1226. Luke Riley, welcome to the UFC, my guy. I've been waiting for this guy for a long time. Welcome, Luke Riley. Minus 270 for Luke Riley. Bogdan Grad plus 220. You guys know I fall into the hype. I fall into it. Minus 270 for Luke Riley. Bogdan Grad plus 220. Bogdan Grad, 15-3 overall. 1-1 in the UFC. He lost to Tom Nolan by KO on Contender Series. Won on a 4-fight win streak, beating Brendo, Kanaya Batista, Michael Aswell, and Lucas Alexander. The most recently, he lost to Muhammad Naimov. He did decent against Naimov. I had a 1-1 heading into the 3rd. A grapple exchange ended up costing him that 3rd round. 9 KOs overall, 3 subs, and 3 wins by decision. He's only 30 years old. Good jab, good low kick, sets up his strikes, and will wrestle if needed. And more than definitely, you know he's going to shoot. You know Luke Riley. You know that this guy's going to shoot. More than definitely, he's going to shoot. He's going to shoot. Matched up against Luke Riley. Luke Riley is from Cage Warriors, 11-0 in Cage Warriors, and is jumping right into the UFC without Ultimate Fighter or Dana White Contender Series. 8 KOs overall, no wins or losses by sub. You guys know what I say. That's a little bit of a red flag. No wins or losses by sub. And 3 wins by decision. He's only 26 years old, super fast, athletic, reminds me of Paddy Pimblett, but you better be careful and better keep that takedown defense on point because you know that this guy's going to grab. Super fast, athletic, reminds me of Paddy Pimblett, looks to put your lights out, decent takedown defense, decent get-up game, rips to the body and works upstairs, always putting the pressure. And he works upstairs, set up high kicks if you work downstairs as well. Luke by KO plus 150, Luke by decision plus 200, Luke by KO on points minus 240. Will this fight go the distance? No, minus 146. Over 2.5, minus 112. Under 2.5, minus 112. Guys, give me Luke Riley moneyline, minus 270. Give me Luke by KO plus 150. This fight doesn't go the distance. No, minus 146. Luke by KO on points minus 240. And the over 2.5 at a minus 112. Let's go. I do that a lot with my parlays. I go 1 over 2.5 and then I go 1. This fight doesn't go the distance. Because I figured one of them is going to hit. So we got to go crazy. 13-4. Let's go Luke Riley for the dub. Let's go. Now this face-off was absolutely insane. Or hopefully it zooms in. There we go. Now, the reason why I say that this face-off was a little insane was because of the height difference. Kara Haraguchi, plus 176. Tagiro Lebekov, minus 210. This is a banger fight. Welcome back to the UFC, Haraguchi. 7-1 in the UFC. Challenge for the title. Won his next 2 fights in the UFC. Then went into Rizin. And after Rizin, he's looking to come back into the UFC and make waves. 14-1 in Rizin. 2-2 in Bellator. Trains out of American Top Team. 15 KOs overall, 5 subs overall, 14 wins by decision. He's very fast, light on his toes. He can wrestle well if needed, but a majority of the time he's looking to throw down. Matched up against Tagiro Lebekov. Tagiro is 17-2 overall. His only 2 losses are Zagiz Zabmagulov, who that guy was a walking meme, and Tim Elliott. He's now on a 4-fight win streak, beating Nate Mans, Cody Durden, Clayton Carpenter, and Azat Maxim. Tagiro has an excellent jab. I will say that Azat Maxim fight, he did struggle to take him down. And Azat lost to Mitch Raposo. Azat got schooled by Mitch Raposo. Tagiro tends to make fights way more closer than they need to be. He tried to take Azat down, showed adversity, and still managed to win. I have never seen Haraguchi fight live. I've watched his fights back, but I've never seen him fight live. So it's going to be an honor to see him fight live. But guys, Give me Tagir by give me Tagir for the dub. Let's go over the props. Tagir by points plus 120. Tagir by sub plus 460. Haraguchi by points plus 260. Tagir by sub or points minus 170. Tagir by KO on points minus 120. Over 2.5 minus 300. This fight goes the distance minus 240. Give me Tagir money line minus 210. I'm going to go Tagir by points plus 120. Tagir by sub plus 460. Hail Mary. Tagir by sub or points minus 170. Tagir by KO on points minus 120. Over 2.5 minus 300. And this fight goes the distance at a minus 240. Let's go, my guy Tagir. Let's go. 1459, 1459. Now, I feel bad. I feel bad, guys, because the reason why I feel bad, and I'm sorry for these ads, the reason why I feel bad is because I put Shamil in my 6 best bets, but I'm no longer going to be taking him because I can't fade the salsa boy. I can't. I faded him with Elijah. Look at what happened. I can't fade the salsa boy. And, oh my gosh, I hate being in these positions. Minus 144 for Waldo Cortes-Acosta, Shamil Gaziev plus 118. A true heavyweight clash. The GOAT Shamil versus the GOAT Waldo Cortes-Acosta. Waldo Cortes-Acosta is stepping in on short notice for Spivak. Super short notice. And I think this is a way more competitive fight than Spivak. He stepped in on Wednesday. Waldo Cortes-Acosta, 15-2 overall, 4-1 out of his last 5. His most recent loss to Sergey Pavlovich by decision. He just couldn't get the ball rolling that fight. He has wins over Robelis of Spain, Ryan Spann, Sergey Spivak, and Ante Elijah. 34 years old, 6'4", 78-inch reach, 7 KOs, 1 win by sub, and 7 wins by decision. Former baseball player, and the way he was able to put away Elijah, considering that fight was halted from an eye poke, he came back and he knocked out Elijah bad. And Waldo Cortes, I see him as a point fighter. For him to say, no, let's keep this fight going, and knock him out in that same round, I think Waldo's leveling up, like, each and every time. He's going to be matched up against Shamil Gaziev, the GOAT, the Blob, Shamil the GOAT Gaziev. When asked, who's the best-looking UFC fighter in the UFC, what did Tracy Cortez say? She said it was Shamil Gaziev. Girl, I can't decide if I should stay or if I should go. Shamil's only lost to Rosenstrike. He beat Martin Boudet and Dalton Mays and Thomas Peterson. He's finding his groove at this time in his career, looking to extend his win streak to 3. With a win over Spivak, 9 KOs overall, 3 subs overall, and 2 wins by decision. Shamil can implement damage, and he has a puncher's chance here. But he does gas. Guys, I don't know. Oh my gosh, this is a banger fight. Careful with... Guys, it's a completely different fight. He was training for a guy that's going to throw arm bars and arm triangles. And now this guy is going to stand and bang with him. Guys, there's no props for this fight. I'll double check. Just for you guys, I'll double check if there's any props. But there's no props. No props at all for this fight. None. Minus 142 for Waldo Cortes-Acosta. Give me Costa for the dub. Waldo Cortes, give me Costa for the dub. I'm just going to go money line at a minus 144. Give me Costa for the dub at a minus 142. Let me go Costa money line. Let's go Costa for the dub. Let's go. 1633. Autobuy, Medebek Autobuy, minus 250, Jack Hermanson, plus 198. Jack Hermanson lost to Robocop. Isn't that bad considering Robocop beat Kopylov last week at 322. Jack Hermanson is a veteran, has fought the who's who, 24-9-0 overall, 37 years old, 6'1", 77.5-inch reach, but he is coming down to welterweight from middleweight, 11-7 in the UFC. He's a good grappler, great jiu-jitsu. Just sometimes he can get cracked. He was doing good against Robocop until he got caught. Robocop was bleeding all around his head though, up until he knocked out Jack Hermanson. Jack Hermanson's pretty good. If he gets the takedown, it's in his realm. 10 KOs, 7 subs overall, and 7 wins by decision. 2-3 of his last 5 with wins over Chris Curtis and Joe Pyfer. Great fight IQ. He's just getting older. Matched up against Autobuy. Autobuy is 14-2-1. His only 2 losses are by decision. One of them being a back-and-forth war with Rebecki not too long ago. But he bounced back and beat Tafiq Musayev by Kimura. He's a relentless grappler, 6 KOs overall, 6 wins by sub, and 2 wins by decision. He can swell up easily, but he was in a war with Rebecki. You know, I'll give him slack for that. Let's go over the props. Autobuy by points, plus 170. Autobuy by sub or points, minus 105. Autobuy by KO points, minus 155. Over 2.5, minus 154. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, minus 128. No, plus 100. Give me Otabay moneyline, minus 250. I'm going to go over 2.5, minus 154. Otabay by points, plus 170. Otabay by KO on points, minus 155. And Otabay by submission on points, minus 105. Let's go, my guy, Otabay. Let's go. 1759. 1738. All right, Volkan Oezdemir versus Menonfield. Volkan minus 235, Menonfield plus 186. I said this in my notes. Why is Alonzo Menonfield still in the UFC? Why is he not cut yet? But he's on a 2-fight win streak, to be fair. Volkan Oezdemir, 20-8 overall, 36 years old. I don't know why I thought Oezdemir was the older fighter than Menonfield, but Menonfield just looks young. Oezdemir is 6'2", 75-inch reach, 3-2 out of his last 5. His most recent losses are Nikita Krylov, Carlos Olberg, but he has wins over Paul Craig, Bogdan Guskov, and Johnny Walker. Deceptive power. He can be shut off if you hit his button. His takedowns aren't the best, but he works with what he's got. 8-7 in the UFC, but he's fought the who's who. He will be matched up against Alonzo Menonfield, 17-5-1 overall, 3-2 out of his last 5, losing to Olberg and Azat Mirzakhanov. You have to put Menonfield's lights out, or else this guy just keeps on moving forward. He's sloppy. He's sloppy as fuck. You know, but I gotta give him his credit. He just keeps on moving like a zombie. He looks to throw bombs, has power like no other. Very dangerous. But Oezdemir, can you please put this guy's lights out? Let's go over the props. Oezdemir by KO plus 140. Oezdemir by sub plus 850. Oezdemir by KO or sub minus 105. Oezdemir by KO on points minus 175. Will this fight go the distance? No, minus 205. Fight ends by KO minus 130. Oezdemir to land 1 takedown minus 150. Give me Oezdemir moneyline minus 235. I'm going to go Oezdemir by KO plus 140. Oezdemir by KO or sub minus 105. Oezdemir by KO on points minus 175. This fight doesn't go the distance. No, minus 205. Fight ends by KO minus 130. And Oezdemir to land 1 takedown at a minus 150. Hail Mary, but I figured if he gets caught, he might shoot a takedown. All right, 1944. Ian Machado Gary versus Bilal Muhammad. Ian Gary. I'm not going to lie, he was going to be my lock of the week, to be honest, but I figured everybody's locking him. Minus 265 for Ian Gary. Bilal Muhammad plus 210. This is a banger fight. Welterweight is on fire now. Qatar is stacked. Bilal is 24-4 overall. Former welterweight champion of the world. 4-1 out of his last 5. Coming off a loss to Jack Della Maddalena 6 months ago. His lips split up. He lost 50-45 to Jack, in my honest opinion. But Bilal is consistent. He has a chin like no other, and he never quits on himself. 15-4 in the UFC. Bilal has only been finished once in his entire career. Bilal is always in a fight. Notable performances for Bilal: Damian Maia, Wonderboy, Luque, Sean Brady, Gilbert Burns, and Leon Edwards. Bilal has a good body kick, good volume, durability, and has never been subbed, and has a path to victory in the wrestling. Matched up against Ian Machado Gary. Ian is 16-1 overall, only loss being to Shavkat Rakhmonov, 4-1 out of his last 5. Notable performances for Ian Gary: Jordan Williams, Kanan Song, Daniel Rodriguez, Neil Magny, Jeff Neal MVP, and Carlos Prates. And that Carlos Prates win is aging like a fine wine. 9-1 in the UFC, 6'3", 74.5-inch reach, only 28 years old, still time to grow, still time to improve. Ian the future Gary has good low kicks, phenomenal footwork, and cardio like no other. He stepped in on short notice against Shavkat and Prates. He will have to keep his takedown defense on point, work the body. It's a 3-round fight. Careful with Bilal's double, because once he clasps his hands, he will take you for a lift. Ian, I don't know why I read Ian as Eon. Like, I read Ian as Eon. Ian should work the body, set up the high kick, set up the head kick. Ian eats one to give one. He has been dropped before. He likes a technical fight where he can dictate the pace and set the rhythm. I see Bilal blasting a double while Gary's against the cage and taking Gary for a lift, but I'm counting on Ian's get-up game to be on point. He mixes it up, volume and activity on top of activity. Ian is a counter striker, and I think he deserves to be here. May the best man win. Let's go over the props. Gary by sub plus 1,100. Gary by KO plus 460. Gary by decision minus 110. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, minus 280. Over 2.5, minus 350. Bilal to land 1 takedown, minus 340. I like that one. The Bilal to land 1 takedown at a minus 340. I want to make sure that it's still on the book. Let me just make sure that it's still on the book. Bilal to land 1 takedown. I really do think that's I think that's possible. I really do. Obviously, we'll see how Bilal looks. It's minus 340. Give me Ian Gary moneyline. Minus 265. I think that's a discount because he was a minus 290 not too long ago. Give me Gary by decision, minus 110. Over 2.5, minus 350. This fight Goes the distance, yes, minus 280. Gary by KO plus 460, light sprinkle. And I'll go Gary by KO on points at minus 220. Let's go, my guy Gary by KO on points. Let's go. Let's go, Gary. Let's go. 24-17. 24-17, 24-17. Now, this one was a little bit crazy because they did have a head clash. And I will say, Dan kind of did, he did not ask for it, but he did flinch, and it's a fight. You know, you're supposed to promote it, but that could have clearly ended the fight. Like, that clearly could have stopped something. Like, if Dan Hooker wasn't a guy that was a savage, he could have clearly said, I don't want to fight no more, you know? That is dirty. I have to admit. I think Arman's just had enough, though, to be in Arman's position, like, to get denied of a title shot. I know he pulled out against Islam, but he should have been fighting Ilia Topuria already. He should have already been fighting Ilia Topuria. And I can feel, it feels like almost Aaron Blanchfield, how when Macy, I know Macy pulled out, and in this case, Arman pulled out, but Aaron Blanchfield had something to prove against Tracy Cortez, and she submitted her. It's like Arman is here to prove something. He doesn't want to listen to this guy talk anymore. Let's just fight. Let's just fight. Like, I'm tired of hearing this guy talk, and think he deserves to be here. Minus 600 for Arman Tsarukyan, Dan Hooker plus 420. This is a special main event, a banger. Whoever wins should be next for the title eliminator. Arman Tsarukyan, very well-rounded. 22-3 overall, 9-2 in the UFC. He got KO'd back in 2015 by Aleksandre Belek. It was his second professional fight. He won on a 12-fight win streak. Then he lost to Islam Makhachev on his UFC debut. Won on a 5-fight win streak in the UFC after that. And then he lost a five-round razor-close fight to Gamrot, in a fight where they didn't count the spinning back fist as a knockdown against Gamrot. The fight could have won his way. He's now on a 4-fight win streak, beating Damir Ismagulov, Joaquim Silva, Beneil Dariush, and Charles Oliveira. Great striker, deceptive power, but his grappling is his bread and butter. Once he gets a takedown, it's in his world. 9 KOs overall, 5 wins by sub, and 8 wins by decision. He can control very well, land pop shots, nullify masterful BJJ specialists like Charlie O. Matched up against Dan Hooker, a dog, just a scratch for Dan Hooker. Hooker broke his hand. That's why the Gaethje fight fell through. And I honestly believe that Gaethje-Hooker fight was a better fight for Hooker than this one. But we'll see. Maybe Hooker hurts Arman bad like Joaquim Silva did. 24-12 overall, 35 years old, 75.5 inch reach. And guys, sorry that it's like zoomed in. It's kind of blurry. I can't get a better angle because this is what we're looking at. They decided to blame the fighters. Don't blame me. 75.5 inch reach, 35 years old, 11 wins by KO, 7 subs overall, 6 wins by decision, 14-8 in the UFC. Hooker has volume, active, knees up the middle, collar tied, knees, elbows, knees to the body, volume on volume, high intensity, a high pain threshold, and has been in wars. He's on a 3-fight win streak, beating Claudio Puelles, Jalen Turner, and Gamrot. Notable performances for Hooker: Gilbert Burns, Paul Felder, Nasrat Haqparast, Jalen Turner, and Gamrot. When Dustin and Hooker fought, Hooker did very well in the early rounds of the 5-round war, but Dustin managed to take over and actually wrestle. He managed to win the 3rd, 4th, and 5th against Hooker. The damage on Hooker felt like it was almost career-ending from that war with Dustin Poirier. Hooker has been put out a couple of times. Chandler, Edson Barbosa, Arnold Allen at 145. Hooker is in his prime, but does constantly break his hand. The way Islam Makhachev was able to take down Hooker instantly and hit him with a Kimura is something I can see playing out here. The kicks from Hooker can work. Low kicks, body kicks, the 1-2, setting it up. But don't do that thing that you did against Michael Chandler where you're like acting like you're scared against Michael Chandler. The like he's leg kicking and jabbing and like going away and like circling, and then he just it's like Dominic Reyes did the same thing against Carlos Ulberg where they're like scared to engage, and the first time that they actually engage they get dropped because of how hesitant they are to engage. I think Hooker's gonna go in all in. He's gonna go all in. It's just a scratch for Dan Hooker. Hooker has been in so many fun fights, but I think Hooker has only won 5 rounds once in the Oh, no. Against Paul Felder, he's won 5 rounds as well. Hooker won 5 rounds against Paul Felder as well, but a hard war. A 5-round war against Dustin Poirier. It's only so many times you could do that. I can see Arman taking him down and hitting him with a Kimura. Hooker has excellent takedown defense against Gamrot, and he can implement that here. Arman is a better wrestler grappler than Gamrot. Gamrot panicked when he took down Aliev, and he kept on getting attacked and nervous. May the best man win. I'm interested in seeing what the total is. I believe the total is over 3.5 now. Armin's going to be the pick. I like Armin by KO or submission. May the best man win. Let's go over the props. Armin by KO plus 155. Armin by sub plus 360. Armin by KO or sub minus 155. Fight doesn't go the distance. No, minus 220. Over 3.5 plus 104. Under 3.5 minus 132. Armin to land 1 takedown minus 800. Armin by KO rounds 1, 2, or 3 plus 220. Armin by KO rounds 3, 4, and 5 plus 480. Armin by sub rounds 1, 2, or 3 plus 500. Armin by sub rounds 3, 4, and 5 plus 950. I figured if he's going to win this fight inside the distance, one of those has got to hit. So, give me Armin Tsarukyan moneyline minus 600, but that's not the play. The main play is Armin by KO or submission. Let me just double check that it's at a minus 155. We'll see. Armin by KO or submission minus 155. It's still good. I think that's a discount. So it's going to be Armin by KO or sub minus 155. Armin by KO plus 155. Armin by sub plus 360. Fight doesn't go the distance. No, minus 220. I'll go with the under 3.5 minus 132. Give me Armin by KO rounds 1, 2, or 3 plus 220. Armin by sub rounds 1, 2, or 3 plus 500. And just a light sprinkle, just in case, Armin by sub rounds 3, 4, and 5 plus 950. I'm going to go Armin. I'll go by KO. I think he should be able to get the ground and pound TKO, finish him with a KO, but he could finish it and sneak in that rear naked choke, hit him with a Kimura in the first round. We'll see how it goes. May the best man win. Give me Armin Tsarukyan for the dub. I'm going to go by KO or submission. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys like this video. I'll see you guys in the next one, guys. The best is blessed. Thank you guys for staying true and staying true. We're almost at 2,700, baby. I'm going to be live Monday, Tuesday, and maybe Wednesday. Thanksgiving special, baby. Black Friday. Members are only $1, but, you know, now they're $1.50 because I guess that's the cheapest you can go. So for Black Friday, members are only $1.50. Going now, going once. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Hey, Giyat. Have a great weekend, guys. There's no UFC next week. So I'll see you guys very soon. Keep your loved ones closer, your enemies closer. Giyat.